Welcome to Scania studio. In mid-May, the biennial UITP summit, which is the world's largest public transport event, will be held in Montréal in Canada. More than 2,000 delegates and 11,000 visitors from 80 different countries are expected to attend. And one of the speakers at the summit will be Jonas Strömberg, Sustainability Director at Scania Buses and Coaches. What will your speech be about?
I will try to talk a little bit about the possibilities we have actually here and now today to dramatically reduce the carbon emissions from public transport and how that can be done by maybe a little bit more clever procurement.
You have said that sustainability and carbon reduction isn't receiving the attention that it needs. In what way?
Basically, that conclusion comes from that we see that we have a rapidly escalating climate change on the planet today. It's moving much quicker even than the worst case prognosis that we had previously. And in spite of all the good efforts and the ambitious goals that we have from the Paris Agreement and goals, national goals and European goals, we still see that emissions from transport keeps increasing dramatically. And in spite that we actually have solutions around. So I believe that that is a bit of a political failure actually.
This is an important question not only for Europe. How can we promote better solutions in Asia and Africa?
Yeah, I'd like to say that it doesn't really matter what Europe and North America is doing if we look at decarbonizing transport and from the perspective of the planet, because we have a dramatic growth in population and in urbanization in Africa and Asia. This will totally dominate the emissions, the carbon emissions from transport. And if we can't find clean, robust and very commercial solutions that can replace diesel on these markets, it really won't matter. It will only be a fraction of decarbonization even if we do it throughout Europe. So we have to find solutions for Africa and Asia.
Is there one single solution?
No, we would all love to have one silver bullet technology to come and save us all, obviously, but there is not, unfortunately. There are so many different transport applications, so we need different solutions for each of them, basically. When we talk about really decarbonizing transport, we have to look at making it more energy efficient. We can do that in many ways: hybridization, electrification. We need to transport people in a much smarter way. Obviously, public transport, BRT systems, a very good way of doing that. And we also have to get rid of the fossil energy in the system. If it is fossil electric energy or if it is fossil liquid fuels, regardless, we have to replace that with renewable fuels. We have to work on all these three fronts, if you like.
And this is not only about city center transports, it's also a question from a regional and suburban perspective.
It definitely is. When we see much of the green efforts today are focused on city centers, which is obviously good. But if you look at the carbon emissions from a typical city, you will see that maybe 80–90% of the emissions come from suburban and regional traffic, not from city centers. So from our perspective, it's really important that you try to look at the whole transport solution for the city and for the region if you really want to decarbonize in a cost-efficient way.
Finally, is the technology for greener transport in place today?
I would say it's been in place for 20 to 30 years already. And that's maybe why it is a little bit frustrating that we can't see it applied in larger volumes. One of the favorite examples is obviously Stockholm, where UITP will take place next time, where we have decarbonized all of the public transport and most of the freight transport within the city. 97% of all transport in Stockholm runs on renewable fossil-free energy, most of it originating from the city's waste, actually. So it's a great example that we could show next time for the next UITP.
Jonas Strömberg, thank you so much for joining us today and good luck with your speech at UITP.
Thank you so much for having us.
And thank you for watching Scania Studio.